Hey, what's good? It's yours truly. I forgot my own name. Fuck. I have an important question though. What type of I say this shit's way. What type of presence do you prefer from a character? Do you gravitate towards more of the Minato or Itachi or do you like the Kenpachis and Makis and Nins in the world? For most, it seems like usually the latter is on the losing side. Like, let's keep it a bean. Nobody really give a fuck about the physical and the Makis and all of that until it's a fucking clip in anime and it's like, whoa. For most, it seems like usually the latter is on the losing side since people worship characters like Itachi over, say, a Kakashi, maybe even sometimes Jiraiya. I feel like we jumping ahead though slightly. Let's define what the terms are. Narrative presence versus actual presence or physical. Narrative presence is a character's stake in arcs in the overall story and how much they're prevalent in events that we see and or hear about in whatever the medium is. Whether it be JJK, One Piece, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Whereas, and this is a little trickier, actual presence is a character's weight and how much they are seen, heard, spoken of, or just in the media you're partaking in. But some character examples, because that was probably a very complicated explanation. Let's take Gojo, alright? He spent 131 chapters in the prison realm. And even prior, he was only here for, and this is not including like the past as it is a flashback, but we see Gojo like neutralize Sukuna and Kai to Yuji and his students and even fight Jogo, acting as a protector and mentor. And he even stops Hanami. But then we come to Shibuya where the main focus was to get rid of this nigga and pack him up. And they packed that nigga the fuck up. And immediately once they packed him up, what was the main goal? To get the nigga back. Come on now. Even when he came back, he still took center stage. The nigga really came on every pause. I'm sorry, it was too many gaps between them. One take though, fuck it, we all going. He came back, he took center stage, and even when he did, he had the biggest fight of the series thus far. Arguably, in my opinion, because I ain't gonna lie, the way this last shit is shaping out, I ain't gonna cap that nigga Yuji. Yeah, you know what I realized, bro? Side note, even though this has nothing to do at all with anything, like right here. I think black flashes make me horny. Yeah, bruh. Don't ignore what I just said. Black flashes make me horny. And I'm not cutting this part out the video. Black flashes make me horny. And I'm saying that because I genuinely feel like the best part of the Gojo versus Sukuna fight was when this nigga really came and started hitting this nigga with black flashes. Turning up, doing poses on this nigga like he on JoJo's covers. As I was saying, he had the biggest fight as of right now in the series. He narratively is only second to Sukuna. More on that in a bit though. On the other side, we gotta go. Maki Zanin herself, nigga. She running this image. Yo, hold on, look. I gotta say something. I feel like this nigga Gege is misogynist or some shit. I don't know what Maki is stopping this Sukuna, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I think Maki is the Kenpachi of JJK and she's the GOAT of JJK. On the other side of the coin, let's take Maki Zanin, who, narratively speaking, doesn't have a single tie since my bars, nigga. She immediately came into the role with comparison of Toji Fushiguro. And when I say the role, I mean literally. You know what I'm saying. Fuck out of here. Who was strong enough to kill younger Gojo. So it's like you getting comparisons to that, my nigga, like off rip, and this is your first thing. This is when she fought her father. She didn't fight anybody else by this point. She had just came back. She didn't even have no training for real. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And that's her first comparison. Nigga, that's amazing potential. But guess how that potential is shown, and guess what that does for the story? Nothing. The clan just gets. Matter of fact, spoiler alert if you haven't watched. Spoiler alert for this whole shit. Bro, she annihilates the clan in one night. A big 3 family. It's not a thing anymore. It hasn't affected the story at all. But I bet you if you ask somebody what's one of the most memorable moments from it, from JJK, like the manga, they'll tell you the perfect preparation arc. And they'll tell you Maki Zanin. They'll tell you Maki Zanin because bro, she just genuinely does some cool ass shit. Like, excuse my fucking low vocabulary, because I was thinking of a better word to spice that motherfucker. You feel me? She annihilated them. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. I like that. She did some shit that I'm not gonna hold you. Like, you just wouldn't think someone could do. Besides, like, a Gojo, Sukuna. That's it. I could not see one of the disaster curses beating an entire clan. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. And yes, that does mean I think Maki will beat all of the disaster curses. Nigga, what you wanna go? What you wanna do? You wanna talk about it? Yoga. I'm getting off topic. I'm rambling. I'm doing that shit again, bro. I gotta make a podcast. What's it called? The real shit. Thanks. I just need to shut up. What's it called? Look. She dodged an attack there. She struck fear into the main antagonist, like genuine fear. But here's the thing, and this is why I said, nigga, she's a goat. Hold on now. We can't be affording to break cameras, nigga. Don't fall off. Chill out. The best part about this, she struck fear into the nigga, not off doing something. If you don't believe me, go read that chapter. She didn't do anything. The bitch was posted on the wall like these. I can't even put my foot up because I'm in a chair. That was dumb. Don't, not like that, but like that. She 1v1'd the nigga, right? She 1v1'd him. They started fighting, but I'm skipping, but they started fighting so hard they started lifting off the ground, nigga. This is not. In DBZ they fly, so I was about to dick cry. But like, this ain't no other show where a flying is normal. That's not normal. They're boxing, my nigga. Like, they're fighting. They're moving though. And those are the things you remember. Those are the things that I remember, at least. Let me keep it a fucking bean. Like, Maki took an entire chapter of fighting with this nigga. It made him horny. She had that nigga's dick hard off giving that nigga a clean right, left, maybe a couple ups. But she had that nigga hard. And now that nigga's fighting harder. He's getting his ass whooped, but he's fighting hard. Now, beware, I have not read this most recent chapter. I'm currently recording this on the 25th of July. I have not read the last chapter, but if he fucking dicked somebody, he dicked them. But as of prior, nigga, he was cooking. I'm sorry, he was frying niggas. Let's really keep it a bean. Just because she made that nigga that way. Nobody else brought that out of him. That is the type of... I'm glazing. I gotta edit out like 4 minutes of shit, bro. I want y'all to know that right now. I just glazed her so bad. Maki my Beyonce, nigga. I gotta keep it a bean. But back to business. On track, she hit that nigga with a crit, and I only mentioned post Shibuya event. But that's how much of a physical presence she imposes on the story. I mean, hell, if you're anything like me, I'm gonna be real. Then the entire time Yuji and Yuto were fighting, you were feeling like the vibe of where's Maki? Like, real shit. I was like, yo, where's Maki? Like, bruh, I know what you did to the other bull. They're in a domain. This nigga's not fighting one person. He's fighting two. And they're low-key starting to get to this nigga and punch on him. Where are you? This is the perfect time to come in and do what you need to do. And she did it. Like, you feel me? She did this shit. It didn't work, obviously, but I mean, nigga, they did something. Let's ask a question now. Which is more important? Well, of course, narrative. Let's keep it a fucking bean. I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. Narrative is way more important. But what's more entertaining? What do you care more for? If someone say, yo, Reese, you care more about narrative presence from your characters or their actual presence? Nigga, I'm not gonna hold you. Some of my favorite characters are niggas like... You thought you almost had me. Chill, Reese. That's for another vid. Don't even do that. Take Sukuna, who while making this video, I've been very in the middle of where to place him. On one hand, he's a narrative like force. The other, he isn't. Yes, others were basing plans off Sukuna, but what was Sukuna's goal? To do whatever the hell he wants to do in this new era. That's really it. He wants to just keep being the strong nigga. Like, it's very basic, but it's amazing and it's captivating. Yes, it's to essentially wreak havoc, and to me, that is a narrative that's pure R. Just because a nigga's morals and motivations bothered him that much. I should mic drop on that, John. Gang about to end the world because a nigga blowing his shit basically with his mindset. That's some hater shit. Besides that, he's just there because he's enjoying the battle. The nigga's looking forward to the next trial within whatever is going on. Now, granted, I'm not counting protagonists for this vid. You're probably wondering where niggas like a Naruto and Luffy is. That's obvious, nigga. They're both. They have to be both. They're the main character. Sukuna is in some way the main character. I mean, that nigga was literally in the main character's body. They shared a vessel together. And this is where I start to bring in other people because I know I just talked about JJK for that entire time. But even Madara, who we heard mentioned as early as the first few episodes of Shippuden. Sasuke broke in and talked to Kurama or some shit like that. He wasn't even seen in the flesh until the last part where his presence is literally what defines an entire arc. People always show that scene. That's in most people's mind. The first time Madara touches down. I think the answer is just so much more nuanced than most people want to admit. Goldie Roger, there was no significant sights of him until Wano. He could always be felt type shit though. Like even then, he could always be felt. You felt him underwater. You felt him in the skies because, you know, the poneglyphs and shit like that. His presence has always been felt in One Piece's world. It is just not until later we finally get to see this nigga doing actions and using moves and fucking niggas up. He's going from one end to the other, but he's still an important factor all around. That's someone where you might throw that nigga in the middle. As a matter of fact, even Shanks, he is a driving force for our character. He isn't seen doing shit, and he's not even seen a lot. It's not even like maybe he doesn't do shit and we see him constantly. The nigga don't do nothing. This nigga's just a legendary figure, but in the current day. Whitebeard did something before we saw Shanks do something. And no, that nigga losing an arm does not count as him doing something. You gotta stop. Minato, who we seen as a mighty martyr protector type nigga, he did an amazing thing for the village. He's a legend. He's the only nigga above the third Hokage, basically, in the first, and them niggas, like, he really saved the village on some shit. Like, that's how they portray him. But he was never around until the last arc. Even though I truly believe Minato is in no way an actual presence in the story. I've never felt that nigga when watching it. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. Then we get to my favorites like a Toji. And this might be controversial. Toji is not a narrative presence in the story. Anything he did is in a flashback that didn't even pan out well. Tengen, yes, while it happened, they found another vessel. Oh, the world is still fine. A nigga that did a bunch of shit in the past that never made it to right now. Let's keep it a bean. The Gojo is dead. Even whatever he affected with Gojo, bro, Gojo's dead. And it's not like Toji had anything to do with it. The only thing that Toji had to do is that nigga wore the Toji fit to get packed out. Toji came back one time during present day, and when he did, he didn't even make a mark narratively. He made a mark physically. You feel me? He was that motherfucker throwing tankers. That nigga was chasing his son down like he was a bounty hunter, my nigga. The shit was insane. But I was loving it. I really was actually hoping he caught that nigga and fucked him up just a little bit more than he actually did. But when you genuinely sit back and think, he doesn't affect the current story at all. He just came in and caused a lot of havoc. He's a real threat that killed our main protector in the story. He killed him with ease. That is a pure physical threat presence in everything, but narratively speaking, yeah, no, he didn't do anything to push the actual story forward. Just personally speaking, maybe, I guess, because something tells me people are going to disagree with that. So I'll leave that in the middle realm. He only really helped water the seed that was seemingly like Ghetto's ominous nature, where the nigga just looked like he was already depressed and ready to crash the fuck out. He was used as a nuke in Shibuya, who the sliver of narrative he was given, the shit was left on D. The nigga didn't even fully get to deliver the message. Shit bad. The nigga literally bad. The shit didn't even get through. So it's like, you feel me? Like, just chill, tight. Like, just chill. Obito Yuta, who... Yuta is a special case to me because he is technically the protagonist, in my opinion, low-key, when you think about it. The nigga had the first ever, like, version of the story. He's just kind of now... Like, I feel like he's treated more like a main character for a good majority of this story than Yuji is. And deservedly so, because he did start off the story. Like, literally. Scar from FMA. Once again, though, this is, of course, not counting protagonists. You got Kenpachi, who is a serious physical aura, or Monkey D. Dragon, a strong narrative force. Those are two very opposites. You would never put them in the same category. It's either a physical or a narrative force. powers, whether it be peaceful or threatening, because one could still be both. Doesn't have to be a peaceful fucking narrative, nigga. It could be a nigga that's causing that havoc in the background, just like him. The nigga is upsetting the world government and trying to get things changed. Let's not act like everyone who's on the physical side, though, is a Kenpachi template or a Levi clone. I could go on, and you probably could too, though. So I won't. We probably both got things to do. So drop a like and come back on our next upload. Safety. Cops on my ass, so I gotta do the dash. When we ride, we can get away. Smoking loud, burning booze through the interstate. 17 with a lot of shit up on my plate. Won't stop till I know my niggas fucking hate.